G'day everyone, how are you doing? I'm back from the holidays and it's great to be seeing you guys again. Hopefully my live's coming well. I thought I'll just do this now, so I'll just check. Yeah, we're good. We're looking very well. Happy to start off the new year in 2022. It has been quite a bit of a week because we did have CES 2022 to actually have a look at all the different new announcements, and it's been absolutely fantastic. Now, as you probably see from the title, I'll just wait for a few more to join in because it does take me a little bit of time for hopefully not YouTube to kick people out. G'day, Eric. How are you doing? So I'll give it another minute before I start the new announcement anyway, because it's quite a big one, and I would like to see as many people as that so I can actually get this news out. And I'll probably keep this stream uh, on my page itself. So yeah, so at the moment, yeah, I'll go through. G'day, Lawrence. How are you doing? Thank you for joining me as well. So I will go through a little bit after the big announcement. We'll just talk a little bit about the CES, what was announced, and what I found very interesting as well too. So all right, I think we've got a good amount of people ready now. Yeah, cool. So what's happening in this channel here? So I am going to. This is the big new announcement. Sorry for bumping the microphone. I'm going to actually rename this channel, and I'll also be rebranding this channel as well. So it's just to try and focus this for the future audience that I've had. So I'm going to go from Bijan Dad to BsianTech. So I'm just going to quickly get a Summit has go, and I'm just going to quickly show you what the new logo is going to be look like. So you're just going to unfortunately get used to the new logo. I know it's a bit of a change, and it's just to do it before the 10,000 subscribers that are about to hit soon. So there's the new logo. Hopefully you guys like it. So I'm going to, after the stream, I'll start to rebrand the channel. You see all the even the social media will have the new branding system here on this as well too. Luckily, I'm going to keep all the hopefully URLs and all the social media, so all the you guys will still continue following. It's just that you just got to see a new avatar or new icon up instead. So I'm going to just try and hopefully make things easier for all you, and also for my future audience to hopefully see things, and probably you will see me a little easier on the tech. I was just getting rid of the other side of my channel, which when I started the channel, it was kind of when I was just dipping in different things. But now I'm just going to really focus in tech. So I'm really going to be mostly focusing on laptops, desktop computers, and peripherals for the computers as well too. And so all my photography and all that parenting stuff, I'm going to switch to my other channel. Now I will continue. I'm going to reboot my second channel as well too, which is my photography channel. So I will reboot that, and that's where a lot of other stuff I'm going to do. So I'll put a link in the description below if you want to follow me on that channel. I haven't rebooted yet, but I will be rebooting it very soon. So that's what this big new announcement is. So we're just going to bit of a name change, and we'll hopefully get a little bit more serious, and we'll get even more people to hopefully more brands on top of this channel as well too. So that is going to be hopefully exciting for 2022 for this. So yeah, I'm very excited by this, and we're going to so now they're actually back in my home after going on holidays in North Queensland. It was I kind of escaped the wet weather because we've got two cyclones coming through the North Queensland. Luckily, I managed to escape that just before it went crazy and all the floods happening. So I was really lucky there. So what's happened last week or so, or is the CES few announcements. I'm going to go through a few of them that I find very interesting. So first off, let's start with Nvidia. What did Nvidia announce? Now they actually announced on. I'm just going to do a quick summary of what I thought was going to be interesting. Is they announced some of their new. Really, it's just a Thai version of their 3070 and 3080 cards for the laptop mobile. Now, while I'm at it, I did find that in CES 2022, was a really, again, big main focus on mobile computing. So your laptops and mobile phones, really. So desktops didn't get as much love as well, which is kind of something I'm kind of expecting. But there was still love, don't worry. But definitely the mobile laptops are getting much love from a lot of the brands. Of course, I think it's due to COVID and a lot of working from home as well too. And even the gaming sector they were talking about was moving towards the mobile market. So Nvidia was announcing their new chips for I would say they're new chips. They're kind of rebranded chips for the more high end for the laptops, as well as, and this is another funny thing, is the budget card, which is the RTX 3050 card. So that's going to be down the sub 300 USD range for that. So that's good to see that actually now starting to look at the budget range for the graphics cards. And that's really much I can really think of that was really announced from Nvidia. Oh, no, sorry. I forgot. They also dropped a big bomb, and that is the RTX 3090 Ti. Now, I actually had a 3090 myself. So seeing the 3090 Ti, now I didn't really get much specs from that besides it got some crazy, gigaflops for the TensorFlows as well as the other cores as well too. So they did have quite a big announcement. We don't know about pricing stuff. Maybe later on we'll find that out for that. Now, up to the two main companies, which is Intel and AMD. So let's start with Intel first, because that's going to be easier. So they actually announced a lot of their 12th gen Intel core range. So that's for the mobile and the desktop. They actually gave us the whole list, which was really good to see. So I haven't got any of the 12th gens in yet. I know a few channels have got them in, but I haven't got them in yet. But what I can tell you that is that with the mobile chip, which is probably again the main focus, is you've got now 3 different classes instead of the U class and the H class. So we still got the H class, and now that one is really, again, it's not a surprise. You probably heard that they're actually mixing some cores. So they're going, for those that don't know, they're going to have the performance cores and also the efficiency cores. So you hear the two terms a lot, P cores and E cores. So with the performance cores, again, they're the full-blown usual cores. They will actually have hyperthreading, and then you have the E cores, which will be more for single tasks and low-end tasks to try and save power. Now, this was also one of the things I did notice in the CES is, and from a lot of the major tech brands, is about power consumption. They're trying to bring down the power consumption and a lot, or even add in more AI to try and help with the power consumption as well too, which is great to see. So there are a lot of ones, and what we would say in the tech world, they're trying to play fight with Apple, who did very well last year with the M1 chip, bringing down a lot of the power efficiency. So that's good to see. They're taking power efficiency rather than trying to continue bang up the power up, and then we're just going to end up with a lot of big power bill anyway. So that's good to see. So with the efficiency cores, they are single threaded cores. So that's one thing to notice, is that the P cores will have hyperthreading that you were used to. So that's usually means you can do 2 threads, which is mean 2 processors. It does some nice handling of that, whereas the E cores only do 1 thread. So you'll see a really weird number these days for the thread count. So instead of having an easy way of saying there's 4 cores and both have all 4 cores will have hyperthreading, so that would be easy, because that you would know that they will say 8 threads anyway. Whereas now for the new one, so I'm just taking the fastest one they've got. They're going to have 8 P cores, which will have hyperthreading, so that becomes 16 threads, and then you've got 4 E cores, and that only do 1 thread, so that becomes a total of 20 threads. So it's a bit of a weird number, rather than just double it what we used to anyway. So, and now they also bring in another new line, which is called the P series as well. Now that is more solely, I should bring this up. Let me try and bring this up. This might actually help you guys out, rather than just see this without things. So let me just quickly share my screen. Here we go. This will probably make things easier. Hopefully that comes up for you guys. So they will. So these are the H core series. Again, the threads and the P cores and the E cores. And I did get those wrong around, didn't I? That's right. All right. So we've got the P series. Now the P series is mostly focused on having only the P cores, none of the E cores. But it was interesting to see that I think this will more than likely, this i7 1280p will more than likely be in an enterprise commercial sort of computers. My thoughts is because it's also got the E cores in there. Unlike the rest of the crew, will also have no E cores. They're all P cores there. So these will probably be in your, they say, the thin and light sort of computers. And then you will still see our U cores, which is more for the mobile. So I find these will probably in the very, very light and very slim sort of computers, something like the Surfaces. That's sort of what I'm thinking is whether, because they mostly focus on the E cores, not much on the P cores there. So they are trying to save a lot of power. Again, the H series cores, I'll just expand that. They do have quite a high TDP, and the P cores are about medium class TDP, which we're used to for around about what we would see in the U cores. And then we've got the new U cores. Again, they will go down to quite low there for that. Now, of course, they've got the new, well, I don't see this one here, but they do have the new Cerons in there, but that's be kind of cool. So let me bring that one down and let's bring us back up. So that's kind of what they didn't really announce anything about the Intel Arc, which is what we were expecting for the graphics, discrete graphics. But I have a feeling we're going to see more of that in the mobile. I think that's what they're going to build for, but we'll see that later on in the year. So that's Intel. So let's turn to their competition, which is AMD. Now, AMD, I was excited by, as I always was. I was excited by Intel as well, too, of course. And now they were. Sorry, I'll go back to the Intel because I forgot about the desktops. So they did put up the desktop lines. Again, you'll see all the desktop lines. And again, I'm not gonna say too much, but besides the fact they've got mostly just P cores in a way, they did put a few E cores in there. Again, same idea there. So now we'll go back to AMD. So with AMD, what did they did? They actually announced the new, of course, the Ryzen 6000 mobile chips, and I'm excited about that. Now they took a different approach to this whole power consumption. They don't have any E cores. They're just going to give you the full-blown cores, so they can actually do hyperthreading. So, but they're sticking mostly to the 8 cores system, which is I kind of like. And they're going to use AI and also a little bit of hardware trickery in their AI system to actually try and bring down the power. I think that's the best way to explain it. I know it's not very technical, but we'll just keep it in layman's terms, which is good for myself as well too. They're just going to use AI trickery to actually bring down the power consumption, and they're just going to give you the full core, and it will be able to throttle itself up and then throttle itself down to try and save power as a theme you need from the application itself. So it's going to be pretty cool. So what the main focus on the new 6000 mobile chip is actually the APU. So the APU is pretty much the graphics side of things. They're going to probably be bumping they've designed they're actually bringing the new mobile Radeon 6000 into their mobile range. So that's what we're talking about, laptops, and that is going to be pretty cool because they also have the ability to actually run off not only the discrete graphics, which is the mobile RTX 6000 series. It will also be able to switch between the APU or the discrete graphics to try and save power, or if you're needing power, if you're probably more for the gaming computers, more than likely if you're connected to power, it can run directly off the discrete graphics. And if you're on battery, then you can actually switch to the APU. Something that Lawrence has been talking about with a few things. I know you're talking about, especially for the video conferencing that we've discussed about. So this is something that that AMD is going to be addressing really nicely on their new mobile 6000 chip. So that's there. I'm going to be excited to see. I already find that the Ryzen 5000 performance pretty decent, and it was just lacking a little bit behind on the graphics now. And from the 11th gen, the 12th gen is going to be very similar in graphics wise for Intel cores. For the graphics, they're still going to be RSXE until they put out the new Arc in a way. So I think this is what AMD is aiming at, is to actually bring their Ryzen graphics performance a lot better to compete against with the new Intel APU. So the other thing they actually did a quick flash. Sorry, before I get to the desktop computers, we've also got the new to counter the Nvidia RTX 3050 card. They also announced the Radeon RX 500 XT. So that's again the budget range for around about the $300 USD. So they're going to go up against that, which is great to see. So both Nvidia and AMD are actually looking at the budget range for that. So that's the big drop they've got there. And as for a quick flash on the desktop computers side of things, they did have a quick flash of the new Zen 4 CPU, but that's about it. They just did a quick flash and wait. Now, the one thing I like to mention about the AMD that probably a lot of people may not know about is that with the AMD, one of the things I'm interested to see in the new computers, I haven't got any of the new AMD Mobile 6000 yet. What I'm really interested is it's going to be upgraded. One of the things that was lacking compete against Intel is they're going to upgrade the USB to USB 4. Now the speed of USB 4 is pretty much the same as Thunderbolt 3 or Thunderbolt 4. They're about 40 gigabits. So they're going to bring that up in line with Intel. That was one of the things that was lacking between getting an Intel computer, a laptop, versus or desktop computer or AMD. You did have to go down slower speeds for transfer speed. Now, this may not be a problem for most people, but I actually do transfer large, big files, and I do have a Thunderbolt external hard drive, so that actually is going to be a good welcome for me because I do have run AMD systems here, and I like to see that. All right, so that is Thunderbolt USB 4, and that is a standard across. So I will probably see that a little bit more on a lot of other devices as well. So that's a nice little bit of addition. The other thing to take from that is also both Intel and AMD, and you'll probably find that this year's models of the laptops, you'll probably see more that all the laptops will probably end up coming with DDR5 as that's more supported for these new chipsets here. So that's going to be quite a bit of a bump up in terms of performance by itself. So it could get a bit weird on when you were doing the performance upgrades. I mean, showing the performance on a lot of the computers, if it really is the chipset performance bump up, or it's the actual memory getting a bit of a bump up to help with that as well too. So DDR5, fantastic. It is expensive, but with laptops, you're going to be added into it, so it's not going to be too much of a difference there. You might as well go to DDR5 rather than stick with DDR4. There is going to create, well, in terms of bandwidth wise, it's nearly about close to about 40 to 50% increase. But in performance wise, I'm taking it as a good 20 to 25% increase. So that again could be the actual difference there. So that's DDR5. Fantastic. And that's pretty much, I think that's all. I'll just quickly just check. Yeah, that's pretty much all there was. There is a special mention I like to make a big note of that I saw what was really fun and interesting. I'll just show to you is this Zen. It's an Asus laptop, and it's nothing like in terms of new because we've seen that this Microsoft did this earlier on sort of like a mobile phone, as well as Samsung does that as well too, and that's the Zenbook 17 Fold. So it's a folding screen. I'll just see if I can just show you this again. Oh, well, let me do that again. That did not come out well. Where we go here? It's Windows. Did I close that off? No, I didn't. Wait a second. Let me bring this up again. There we go. Shit. Okay, here we go. So this little Zen, this is the laptop I'm talking about. It's again a fold. It's a 17-inch, so it's a big whopper. Also, let me see if I can bring this up. Yeah, and it's going to be able to like a detachable keyboard. I'll take it as it's going to be Bluetooth something, or it could be something very similar to. I don't know much news about it, but it's probably going to be similar to like the Surface Book for that. I think it's going to be pretty cool. With a foldable screen, I'm going to see what kind of case use you can do with this thing. It does have a pretty sweet sort of thing. But yeah, we'll see how that. I think that's what a bit of a mention because you can fold into a sort of book system here. So I will get this into the channel, but it will be probably a little bit later on because I think it was ready around maybe about February or something. I can't have a look anyway, but definitely cool to know. So I'm hoping that just a quick summary of just what's happening this year and what to expect. I wasn't trying to get into much detail, but just a quick give you a summary of CES and just this big new announcement on this channel in a way. But yeah, thank you very much for everyone for joining me. If you've got any questions for you guys, from you guys, if not, I'll call it a night. And you'll probably see in the next hour or so me just updating a lot of the channel with the new branding for this as well too. So I definitely do appreciate your support this from the previous years, and I'm definitely trying to try and move this forward, this channel a little bit more this year as well too. So I'll try to talk to you guys what I'm going to set up with goals for this year. I am going to try and do more live streaming. I actually did keep that goal from last year. I continue to live streaming every week, and this year I'm going to try and do a little bit more as well too. I think I was trying to do office furniture. I just ran out of time for a lot of stuff. I might actually try and keep doing the office furniture, and I will be focusing a lot of ideas for home office sort of system, as well as doing my commercial system as well too. And again, I'll be continue doing my other gaming computers as well too, because for those who actually want to do use gaming computers for work as well too. So I am getting a bit of a range. So, and I'll try and do more peripherals this year. I will try and also one of my goals this year is trying to improve on maybe try to do some reviews on monitors. So as that's not something I'm very good expert on, but something I'm good to learn on anyway. So that's my 2022 goals. So definitely. All right, I've got a few questions here. What do we got here? Have you heard anything about the XPS 1570 with older late pricing? Okay, so I don't know much about the XPS. I haven't heard rumors about the XPS 15 and 17 because I do know they're going to be the H series processor, and I don't exactly know when those H series processors going to be. I didn't really ask for my meeting from Dell. Now I do know something about the precision range. Now, this is probably going to be reflected on the XPS. So I don't know what I want to drop the bomb, but do expect some big major change with the precisions. And I'm taking it's going to be the XPS as well. So I'm just going to just give you a bit of warning that there will be something for this particular range, and it will hopefully be improvements. I do know they're taking on. I did not putting out the Dell Precision 5760, but basically I did find that it had better thermal solution because it is a different thermal solution compared to the XPS 15 or the the Precision 5560. It is a different thermal solution. And when I did because I had them both i9s, and I found somehow the 5760 was actually performing way better. It was actually performing so good that it nearly got close to the Precision 7560, which had a much thicker base as well too. And when I was talking to Dell, they did tell me that the actual thermal solution on the Precision 5760 and also the XPS 17, so that will be the 9710, that was running off their latest greatest solution. Now that's going to filter down into the new Precisions and the XPS. Well, we'll find out what the sizes are, but I do know there's something coming up, and that's going to be something to watch out for anyway. So hopefully, but I have not unfortunately got any pricing for you, and I haven't got any news on when they're going to release her. My guess was they're going to be released at the usual time, probably around about June-ish is my thoughts, because that's how the XPS 15s and also the Precision 15s or the 15-inch and 17-inch range usually is about released in a way for that. So that's my guess in a way, but do not know, unfortunately, know the pricing. My guess will be probably the same, what pricing you'll get as normally what you see in a way. So yes. Hopefully that answers your question there. When you'll be reviewing HP Zenbooks? Oh, I actually want to. I need to make contact this year. I'm definitely going to make contact with HP and try and get the HP computers back in as well too. So there's a few brands that I'm actually going to try and bring in and also bring back, and HP is one of them. So I will do my best. I know I have not been doing the Zenbooks. I want to really have a look at the Zenbook. I heard some really good Zenbooks out there, and I was very impressed on their security solutions. Actually, they made some big, massive improvements on their security, and I was very impressed by that, especially for enterprise. And that's as a big, major feature that a lot of enterprises and governments use anyway. So yes. Enterprise viewers like me want to see more business laptop reviews as well. There are lots of gaming reviews. Yes, I am going to try and continue doing business laptop reviews, and I'm just going to show you one. So this is probably one of the new things. This one here is I just only got this. I think I pretty much just took it out of the package this morning anyway. So this is the Asus. This is what is this called? Expert Book B5. This is the new one. This still is running the 11th gen Intel core. This is again a business laptop. This is something that you'll probably use. And I think I did the B4 earlier around in the last year, but this is again business laptop. And I will be trying my best to get the business laptops in first before I get the gaming computers. But I am going to still focus this channel on being enterprise sort of level, as I know there's not much information about that. Anyway, hopefully that helps you out, Mohammed, and thank you very much for your support. And definitely, I'll try and continue that. It's good to hear the feedback that you guys are looking for the enterprise computers rather than the consumer computers and what too. Great. Yep, monitors. Yeah, something I've got to really need to get myself into and learning how to spec computers. But I'll probably again taking a business approach to the monitor range than anything else there. Yeah, the 5560 does throttle a lot, and I really even worse in Indian weather. I think the Indian weather is going to be hotter than even the Brisbane, Queensland weather because you guys are more close to the equator than I am. But you're right. I think for this year, when the new precisions come out, I think you may be surprised. Hopefully, that should do a lot better. Fingers crossed. From what I was in my talks. That should do a lot better. So definitely look forward to those new XPS and precision range anyway. So that's kind of cool. All right, well, I think we've got all the questions done. Thank you very much. I think we're good. Thank you very much for joining me, and thank you. Hopefully, just continue being great and also keeping healthy and safe. We have got a lot of COVID coming around anyway. Even though for us has been fantastic anyway. So yes. Oh, Lola. Thank you much, Lola. It's great to see. And definitely have a good day or good night. And as always, keep safe. And as always, imperfections in life makes it beautiful and interesting. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. See ya.